Everyone, my name is Tim Brown, Hilliard Director. The following video is a tutorial to help artists prepare their materials for our annual call for proposals. The call will be released Friday, July 21st, and will close on September 22nd. Hilliard is accepting proposals for solo and curated exhibitions that will take place between January and December of 2024. Through a competitive selection process, 25 to 30 artists and or curators will be awarded a 1-month solo or group exhibition in one of Hilliard's 3 gallery spaces. So let's talk about the selection process. All proposals that meet Hilliard's qualifications are reviewed and selected by Hilliard's advisory committee, which is composed of established artists and arts professionals and is chaired by me, Hilliard Director. During the selection process, Hilliard's aim is to select emerging and accomplished artists that are local, regional, national, and international. Curators are also invited to submit proposals. Artists and curators who are selected will receive the following: mentorship from one of our advisory committee members, 1-month solo exhibition or group exhibition, $350 stipend, exhibition opening and reception, assistance with installation, assistance with didactics and labels, marketing and press releases, and public programs. So let's go over some of the guidelines. All submissions will be received by using an online Google form. This form will require that artists submit the following information: your project title, exhibition proposal, artist statement, and biography. Each one should be a maximum of 150 words. So let's talk about the biography. The biography should provide a clear and concise summary of your life and work, including formal training and key moments in your artistic development. Artistic statement should provide a general overview of your artistic practice or curatorial practice and describes the concepts or principles that inform your work. The exhibition proposal should describe the specific content pertaining to your exhibition proposal. This helps judges to understand the uniqueness of your project relative to your overall body of work. Other information you should prepare to submit: 1. Select if you're an emerging or accomplished artist. Basic contact information. Indicate if you're a BIPOC artist. If not, select N/A or not applicable. Choose the option if you want an online exhibition if you're not selected, and a public program option. I'll talk about those things in more detail. Also, you can leave a link to a personal website, an article or review, or a social media channel. So let's talk about emerging and accomplished artists. An emerging artist is someone who has not received more than 2 solo exhibitions during their career. An accomplished artist is someone who has received 3 or more solo shows. The online exhibition option is a new category. This is an option that you can check if you want to. If you want to be considered for an online exhibition if not selected for an on-site exhibition. Public programs are also going to be added as a new category. Artists will be asked to choose a selection of public programs to enhance audience engagement because they are equally important as the exhibition, believe it or not. So it will look something like this. So you can check more than one option and then provide a description below. So let's go into curator submissions. Very similar to artist submissions, but they should define the basic concept of the proposal and how artists will support the curatorial vision for the exhibition, including shared or divergent perspectives and mediums, social, political, historical, environmental, gender, sexuality, autobiographical factors, etc. All those things that may contribute to an understanding of how artists support your proposal. It's very important. A curatorial statements in place of artist statements should provide broader insights into the curator's vision as a whole, and how the proposal plans to address, expand, or diverge from earlier precedents or ideas. Biography should cover the professional history of the curator only, not the artist, and any pivotal moments, for example, exhibitions, collaborations, that can provide insights into the curator's development. Let's talk about media instructions. Artists are required to submit media to support their proposal. This will require a cloud sharing service like Google Drive, Dropbox, iCloud Drive, WeTransfer, or Microsoft OneDrive. The most important thing is folder permissions. You're going to share that folder with me, Hilliard Director, and my email address is below. So let's take a look at Google Drive. Here, you're going to be recommended to choose the editor option when sharing that folder, and do not select viewer or commenter. This gives me full access to the images so that I can move them to a different location where I will be setting up content for the reviewers. So this is very important. All the other services that you use will have similar options. For example, Dropbox will have an option called Can Edit and Invite to Folder. Make sure you choose those options and copy the link into the space that's provided in the form. Likewise with Microsoft OneDrive, select Invite People, add the email address, and select Allow Editing. Very important. Also with WeTransfer, you're going to select Get a Link, and then select the Transfer button. Once the link is ready, select Copy Link and paste that into the form. Likewise with iCloud Drive, you're going to control click on the folder. For access, select anyone with the link, and for permission, select Can Make Changes. So it's very similar to the Can Edit option in the other folder sharing options. The most important thing is to share that link. Once the permissions have been set up properly, paste that link into this form, and I should be able to access that content fairly easily. Submitting images. Images should represent the individual works of art referenced in the proposal, but may also include installation shots or other relevant material. The guidelines for submitting images are as follows. You should not exceed 6 images. Each image should not exceed 3 megabytes. And images must be formatted in the JPEG format, and I'll explain why. PNG versus JPEG. As you can see here, this is a PNG formatted image. The pixel size is 3032 by 2274 pixels. The file size is 12.4 megabytes. That's because this file is a PNG. Now we take the same file, maintain the same pixel range, but change it to the JPEG. It is now reduced to 2.4 megabytes, falling within the 3 megabyte range. This is why JPEG is important. Video guidelines. If you're going to share a video, please share a direct link to the video, and this can be done a variety of ways by using YouTube, for example, or using anchor tags on a website. This is an example how you would do this with YouTube. And there's also an option where you can select a particular point in the recording where you can go directly to. So if you have a recording that's 30 minutes, but you want to go to 10 minutes within the recording, YouTube allows you to select that option. Anchor tags, this is what an anchor tag will look like in a website, specifically WordPress, but you can also choose anchor tag options when using a WYSIWYG editor or drag and drop option. Here, if you're using Weebly, you can just simply drag the anchor over top of the area where your video is positioned within the web page, give it a name, and then you can link directly to the URL that is generated. Google Sites, very similar. You can add a header to your page where your video is located. That header tag will appear automatically when published. So there'll be a little link that appears alongside it. You just simply copy that link and it will give you the URL on your clipboard that you can then add into the folder. There are a lot of other options in terms of WYSIWYG editors and how they make this process easy. Sharing documents. Everyone can submit a document along with the images. It must be in that same folder that you're sharing. And you can only include one page, but there's a lot that you can include in that one page, including thumbnail images, floor plans, object descriptions, size dimensions of your works, etc. Final review. After the day has closed for proposals, artist submissions will be reviewed over a 4 to 6 week period. The artists selected will be announced in November. Artists who are not selected will also be contacted at this time. Let me go into evaluation a little bit because this is something that we haven't covered before. So when you're being reviewed, we're going to be looking at your location and whether you're an emerging or accomplished artist, but we're also going to be using this measurement system to rate how you fare next to the other submissions. We rate the following categories on a scale of 1 to 10, and this is the kind of the rubric that we're using. But let me explain these categories in a little bit more detail. Subject matter and content. Subject matter represents the visual representation, and content refers to the conceptual underpinning. They're like synonyms, but they're slightly different in their meaning. Likewise, originality and innovation. Originality refers to what is new and individualistic, while innovation pushes the boundaries of what is possible. And craftsmanship and technique. Craftsmanship is the overall quality, skill, and execution of the work, while technique focuses on specific methods and skills. Here's a diagram that gives you a parallel assessment so you can understand why it is important when you are putting together your initial content, that is your biography or artist statement and project description or exhibition proposal, that everything is coherent, that it all makes sense, because that is going to transfer to how the members are rating your material. If there are any disjunctions or inconsistencies, you may rank high in one area but weak in another. So they're all kind of related. So this diagram just kind of reinforces that. In terms of how the jurors are reviewing the works, they will all have a chance to review all the artists with the exception of the DMV area where we receive the most submissions, in which case the jurors will be divided into groups. The process for reviewing the works will be much more dynamic because there will be more of an exchange of ideas and determining who the final artists are. But that's some of the challenges that are faced when we're receiving over 200 submissions. But this is kind of like a bubble chart, a chart of how this will probably look, although it varies from year to year. Feedback, I will be available to provide feedback to artists who are not selected. Bear in mind, the process is dynamic, so I won't be able to give you a complete picture, but I can kind of give you a sense of why some artists were selected and others were not. But it won't be a full explanation of or assessment of your individual work per se. So just keep that in mind due to the nature of the process and how artists are selected. Please take your time in preparing your materials, and good luck with your submissions. My name is Tim Brown, your director. If you have any questions at all during the process, feel free to contact me using the email address provided in this presentation. Thank you.